Hello and welcome to Mr. Wiley Teaches Math. Today we're going to be talking about the order of operations. And we're going to be using the acronym BEDMAS to help us keep straight what we're supposed to do first and second in multiple step questions. The very first thing in our acronym that's going to help us remember is B, which is for brackets, E, which stands for exponents, D is for division, M is for multiplication, A is for addition, and S is for subtraction. So we're going to look for, in our question, we're going to look for brackets first. We're going to do anything inside of those, and then we're going to do exponents, division, or multiplication. This could actually be BEDMAS. We can reverse the order of divisions and multiplication as we find them as we read left to right. The same for addition and subtraction. We're going to look for those, but we're going to do them in either order, whichever we find as we read left to right. So my example question, 34 and 6/10 plus 12 and 8/10 divided by 2/10. I see addition and I see division. So as I go down my acronym, I see division and I see addition, means I'm going to do division first. So for a question like this, I'm going to start with an equal sign, and any number that I'm not working with, any term I'm not working with, I'm just going to rewrite, as well as any operation I'm not working with. So 34.6 is just going to stay the same. I'm only going to look at how many times does 0.2 go into 12.8. And if I don't know that, I can go off to the side and do some rough work. How many times does 0.2 go into 12.8? And really, that question, I can get rid of this decimal and make that a 2. And I want to shift this the same number as I did on the other side, so it becomes 128, the decimal there. So how many times does 2 go into 128? I know it goes into 12 6 times. Bring down my 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times with no remainder. So 64 is my answer. So I'm going to drop that in here. So it becomes 34 and 6/10 plus 64. And I'm going to add up those, do that to the side as well. 34.6 plus 64. Now you can drop in a placeholder to help me. End up with 6, 8, 9, 98 and 6/10. So that would be the answer to the question. 34.6 plus 12.8 divided by 0.2. We did division, and then after that we did addition. All right, let's try another example. This time bring in some brackets. Let's start with 10, subtract 6 in brackets with an exponent of 2. All right, so if I go down my acronym, I see brackets and exponents and subtraction. All right, so inside the brackets, I see subtraction. I'm going to start with that. So 10 subtract 6 is 4. It's the power of 2. My brackets have disappeared. Really, they're sitting right here. I just don't need them anymore because there's no operations contained with them. It's just a number, just a term. And then 4 to the power of 2, which really means 4 multiplied by 4, which is 16. So the answer of 10 subtract 6 in brackets to the power of 2 is 16. All right, let's try 2 more here. Let's make it a little bit more difficult. Let's start with brackets. 18 subtract 6 to the power of 2 divided by 16. Okay, so we're going to look at this question. I see division, I see subtraction, I see brackets, I see exponents. So as I go down, the very first thing I'm going to do is brackets and whatever's inside of those. Alright, 18 subtract 6 is 12, and it's 12 with an exponent of 2 because my brackets are sitting there, I don't need them anymore. Divided by 16, I can't forget to bring it down. 12 to the power of 2 means 12 multiplied by 12, which is 144, divided by 16. And then if I keep going with this, 16, how many times does 16 go into 144 is the question. And I think I'm going to start with let's try 9 and see what I get. 16 times 9, 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 4 is 14. The problem solving there was I was thinking I needed it with a 6. 6 times what is going to give me a 4 on the end, and I came up with a 9. So I knew it had to be relatively large. I think that was my answer. So in that question, we did the bracket, what was inside the brackets first, then we dealt with the exponent, and at the end we did the division question. All right, finally, what about a question that looks like 8 to the power of 2, subtract 8, I'm going to write it like a fraction, over top of 3 to the power of 2, subtract 2. When we see questions written like this, there are brackets to be assumed to be around the top and around the bottom, around the numerator and the denominator. So as we work through this question, we're actually going to solve the top, solve the bottom, and then do division at the end. So in this case, 8 to the power of 2 is 64. I still have that subtract 8 to deal with. I haven't done anything at the bottom yet. 3 to the power of 2, subtract 2. That's kind of in brackets as well. Okay, I'm going to keep going with 64, subtract 8. I'm going to deal with the entire bracket first. So 64 minus 8 is 56. And then I'm going to deal with the bottom. 3 to the power of 2, subtract 2. All right, 56 divided by 9, subtract 2. My 3 to the power of 2 is 9. I have to go off to the side here, ran out of room. 56 divided by 7. All right, 7 times 8 is 56, so that must be my final answer, 8. So in that case, we worked through the brackets. Even though they weren't there, they were assumed to be over top of the numerator and over around the denominator. Then we worked through the exponents, dealt with the subtraction, solved each through, doing the division at the end to get an answer of 8. So for order of operations, we're going to remember brackets, exponents, then multiplication or division, and finally subtraction or addition in the order that we find them. Thank you for watching. Be sure to find the assignment pages and additional examples on the class website.